As it's getting a little volatile for the markets now. So 57.62 is back, down about 75 odd points, and some lower level puts are seeing activity. So the 5400 put has added close to 10 lakh shares in open interest, and the volumes as well are picking up quite a bit. Let's get another market opinion. Tirthankar Patnaik of Religare Capital joins us now to talk about that. Tirthankar, hi, thanks for joining us. What is your view on the DMK pulling out of the UPA government, the political uncertainty that our markets have been hit with, and how much do you think it will impact the markets at these levels?
My read is that on the near term there is some uncertainty, but the arithmetic is on the government side, so we do not expect really this to basically branch out into a major problem for the government. In terms of for the market, what they're concerned about are reforms, and we believe that the threat of a sovereign downgrade finds the government in a much more tight spot than they could do with the arithmetic right now. So we are not beyond a point concerned with what's happening with the DMK's withdrawal of support to the government. Really, we are more concerned with what could we expect from the RBI going forward, and that's where the commentary was clearly slightly negative, and that is the disappointment really.
Okay, well, all right, Tirthankar, let me take you up on that before I come to what was expected from the government itself by the RBI. The RBI has very clearly said it has very limited headroom and has practically put all the onus on the government for quality fiscal consolidation, staying the course, governance, especially in project implementation. The whole host of demands that it has on the government to kickstart growth. Its own responsibility, it sees as fairly minimal, very limited headroom. Where does this leave growth really? I mean, would you really go for interest rate sensitives or for cyclicals which depend seriously on some kind of a monetary stimulus? That stimulus is not there clearly from the RBI's language.
See, we expect 50 basis points more from the RBI this year. The cost of funds has to come down in the economy, and this is something the RBI also realizes. Regardless of the instructions or the expectations from the government. So to that extent, we remain a little partial towards rate sensitives. But at this point in the near term, given that there are no triggers, given that there are no further positives, one would lighten up on financials a little bit.
Okay, Tirthankar, just hang in there. We have Shobna Bharti also joining us. Someone who Okay, I think we snapped that line. Tirthankar, what about you? What in your view is the way forward from the government's front now, purely with respect to the reform agenda and whether it can go through smoothly?
See, what we believe is the alternative for the government is a sovereign downgrade. Regardless of political compulsions, the issues that might rise from a political concerns right now, the issue remains sovereign downgrade, and I think the government will do whatever it takes, in our opinion, to prevent a sovereign downgrade. So having a reform, as someone put it, is a political compulsion for the government. And let's not forget that DMK's withdrawal of support has nothing to do with reforms. It's basically a regional issue. It's basically an issue on what the government, how should the government relate to Sri Lanka. And to that extent, I do not think it derails the reform process. Market had concerns about the diesel price hike not really happening in the near term. We believe that the government might be looking to not waste parliament time. The last time the petrol hike happened, you had an entire day's parliament session, parliamentary proceedings getting disrupted. I don't think the government will want to do that now. The parliament will go into recess, maybe at the end of this week or so. At that point, a diesel price hike could happen. So in our calculations, we believe that the government will continue to do this until at least July, August.
Okay, just to put it into perspective on how to approach the markets from here on, Tirthankar, because like you mentioned, the Reserve Bank has repeatedly said that there would be limited room for monetary easing from here on. Now we have the political uncertainty as well. If we see the markets grind lower, would you use this as an opportunity to buy into the markets, or would you be cautious given the cues that we have?
See, for us, the two concerns for the market clearly are macro in nature. One is the current account deficit and second is growth. I don't think the market is really factored in the time that the economy would take to get out of the current funk that it is in. Most growth estimates on the street are still north of 6%. We've been at 5.8%, and we believe that the government might have to reduce its growth targets even further if it wants to go on its fiscal prudence path of 4.8% for FY14. So we believe that the number could be closer to about 5.5%. I think that is what the market would have to digest going forward in the months when they see that growth is not really likely to come back anytime soon. As for the current account, it remains under substantial concern, as the central bank has rightly pointed out. March should see slightly better numbers. Continuing what happened in February, $20 billion in Jan, $15 billion in Feb. We believe the number in March should be around that, if not better, because there is significantly better low base effect from exports. So, but for us, the concerns are twofold. Again, growth and CAD. That would be, what we'd be looking at for the markets going forward.
No, that's a fair point, Shankar. But what do you therefore do now? Do you think the markets have offered you an attractive dip on a threat that will not be implemented? Is it buy zone at all for you? If so, where? Or do you think that the debilitating force factors of current account deficit are so overwhelming that you are not a buyer yet?
Fairly put, we are not a buyer in the markets at this point. Sector stands apart. At this point, we will be a buyer at slightly lower levels, maybe 5-6% down from here. We believe that kind of downside is open for the market at these levels. The opportunity that comes up in a day like this is more stock specific. So, ONGC is one stock. We saw that at 300 levels. This is one stock that we believe does not have any of its fundamentals changed given the worries or the events that happened today. For instance, the DMK's withdrawal of support has nothing to do with what the government will do, in our opinion, on reforms or in terms of the diesel price rationalization or any of ONGC's fundamentals going forward. So we've been aggressively pushing ONGC today.
Okay. Well, I understand Shardul Kulkarni has also joined us. Shardul, technically, how is the market placed at this juncture?